Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Eddie, and interesting episode overall. It's the second to last episode, and I gotta say, I'm a little mixed on this one. It seems to be a trend in season 3 in general, but yeah, it's very 50-50. The first half of the anime was a bit like, it kind of feel like we went back to, like, it almost felt like season 1 all over again, with Kazuya being cringy. Admittedly, this is right after I watched episode 11 of A Gene of AI, and episode 11 of Gene of AI was very good. So to be fair, it could be that I was just a little colored in by that experience, because when I went back and sort of skimmed through it, it wasn't as bad. But I digress. But yeah, despite the somewhat cringy first half, the second half, I'd say, more than made it up for me. So yes, the first 10 minutes did feel way too much like a generic Rent-A-Girlfriend episode. Like, no joke, this is the sort of stuff that will be right back in season 1. As I've said before, Gene of AI might have influenced my thinking a little, because I watched them back to back. So I was probably a bit like, man, that Gene of AI episode was so good. Let's see what Rent-A-Girlfriend is like. Because when I went back and skimmed through, like, if you ignore all the Kazuya simping moments and just trim out all the fat, it's not as bad. But seriously, things like people on the sidewalk just looking at Chizuru and you're like, oh man, she's literally the perfect girl. Wouldn't it be amazing if, like, we could, if whoever dates her is really lucky? That stuff is just so cringe to me. I hate it. I'm sorry, I hate it. I hate it so much. If there's one thing I would say I was okay, though, and this is actually something that continues throughout the rest of the episode, like, not just this first section, but throughout the entire section, was Chizuru's, like, attitude. She's got this very, what's the word, like, witty vibe about her. She's like, sort of like, yeah, I kind of get, she looks like she's kind of aware about things, and she kind of gives off the feeling that she knows more than she's giving off, or at least from Kazuya's view, when we're the ones looking at it. Yeah, she knows everything. And I love it when she breaks the fourth wall, not of the anime, but, like, of the date they're having. Like, that's honestly like the best part. That's good. I feel like the episode overall gets good past the 10-minute mark, which I realize isn't actually the first half of the anime, more as it is the first, like, 3 or 2/5 of the anime. But because of the influence of the OP taking up some time. But I digress. One thing of note is that despite being this much of a loser, Kazuya is still somewhat of a normie. I didn't really expect that. Mizuhara gushing about the movie was pretty nice, as I really like it when people talk about things they're passionate about. But the best part was definitely the talk at the restaurant. Like, Mizuhara telling Kazuya that she knows he's just trying to cheer her up as Kazuya dies inside was absolutely hilarious, as was Kazuya trying to think of the encouragement the other girls gave him and just pumping himself full of confidence again. That was really funny. Because I feel like for every joke about Kazuya that doesn't land and just makes me cringe, there's also this moment that's, like, honestly legitimately funny, and sometimes even some moments I can relate to. So it's not like totally season 1 tier. And then there's that heartfelt restaurant conversation they have, like, heartfelt conversation they have at that restaurant, where, like, Kazuya asks about Sayuri's last moments and Mizuhara thanks him for doing what he did. And I don't know, I just feel like that was definitely one of the highlights of this episode. It's just, that moment was so good. This is the sort of content I expect when I say a good Rent-A-Girlfriend episode. Like, this is good. But yeah, the episode was definitely a lot more bearable here on in. I personally feel like full lecherous pervert mode Kazuya was a lot less unbearable than, like, wimpy Kazuya, because to some degree, I don't know if I should say this, but I can kind of relate to it, honestly. I'm a little mixed about Kazuya constantly freaking out over the stretches, because on one hand, cringe, on the other hand, I gotta admit, that's pretty funny. But Kazuya sort of, I guess, looking at Mizuhara and saying, that looks very good while she's climbing, that is pretty funny. And another thing I really liked was how Kazuya just, like, gives Mizuhara tips and tricks and stuff while she's climbing, because Mizuhara was, like, having a bit of trouble climbing, and Kazuya's like, you know, you should, like, put more, like, weight onto, like, this area of the foot and stuff like that. And Mizuhara is able to climb better because of that. And then they high-five each other after that. I'm just like, this is exactly what I want. This is amazing. This is good. You know? And then they head to the restaurant, and Chizuru gets sad as she sees the granny and the little girl hold hands. I know this isn't exactly Kazuya's fault, but geez, good job. Good job, Kazuya. Good job. I guess it's a little unfair. Technically, really isn't his fault, but I digress. Still, I feel like she did enjoy the food, and so did Kazuya. Maybe a little too much, but honestly, the food looks really good, so can you blame him? And of course, for the final scene, right after that one, because they have an hour left apparently, are the fireworks. And hey, looks like we got the ED of episodes 8 and 9 in scene form. This, though, is probably pretty miserable for Mizuhara, given that the fireworks touched up on a core memory here. Honestly, I'm surprised that Kazuya couldn't figure it out himself and kept wondering if Mizuhara really was okay. Yeah, of course she's putting on a mask. Like, dude, Chizuru puts on a tough face in front of everyone else, but she's as human as everyone else. And on that note, I guess next episode will be him actually comforting Mizuhara. So I guess that's gonna be the last episode of that season. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Second to last episode. I don't know how to feel. I finished as of the day I'm recording this is actually Saturday, not Friday. So this is around the time I would be watching the Atelier Ryza anime, which I think if you watched some of the earlier episodes of, I'm not sure. Actually, no. I think in this spring, this is summer. The spring 2023 review, I did mention that I was watching Atelier Ryza already at the time it started. Oh, and also I am finishing A Galaxy Next Door, and episode 11 was very good. I know this is reaching beyond the confines of this review, but so yeah, I'm probably going to release a little update video on A Galaxy Next Door as well. So yeah. But that is a long way to go around. What else is there to say? I hope you liked the video. I guess that's where it ends off. Please, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't done so already. And, make sure to smash that bell. And I suppose that's the end of it. The sky's up, and I'll see you all next episode. Till then.